Better than the first one, and that's what we're looking for, improvement on both sides of the ball. I thought we were cleaner as far as penalties and turnovers and more plays and faster tempo, so we improved. We're not in game shape yet, but we'll push through this week and next week and should be ready to go for that first one.
So like last week was kind of even, was this week is kind of even between the two with both having kind of…
Yeah, there's some back and forth. Like I said, I thought both sides rose up. We asked them to clean it up as far as penalties and turnovers, and they did that. And the effort was better. We played more snaps, and so we're getting closer to being game ready.
Coach, if you're in the final home stretch of the camp, kind of talk about that a little bit. I mean, you coming to the end. Talk about that, Coach.
Yeah, you know, we're to the point where we're about to split up in scout teams, and we've been going good on good this entire time, and we're tired of playing against each other. And so they can see light at the end of the tunnel, which has picked up practice, and it's been good spirits out here.
Coach, on the offensive side of the ball, can you just elaborate on the kind of position battles right now, if you have any, or if it's kind of still pulling together?
Yeah, after this last scrimmage, that was pretty much where we figured out who was going to play for us, who our starters were and who our backups were. So we got it pretty well sorted out. Guys are still pushing for a couple spots, but a lot of familiar faces are back from last year and still doing their thing.
Can you talk about how Kenny's doing at linebacker and when you might use him in the offense? Not that you're going to give away any specifics, I know.
No, Kenny continues to get better, more and more physical. You can tell he understands what he's supposed to do better each day, actually. And at any point, we can bring him back onto the offensive side of the ball. We'll see how the season's going and see. There's certain things he does really well offensively, so we may plug him in at any given moment, really.
Is that a tough move to go from a running back to linebacker, or is he just a good athlete and he can make it?
He's just a great football player, and it showed up in his special teams play last year. You know, the coaches had him as one of the finalists for Special Teams Player of the Year as a cover guy, which doesn't happen very often. So he's used to making tackles in space, and now it's just about learning the systems.
Coach, off the top of your… the defense so far, particularly the defensive line?
A work in progress as far as up front. We got a bunch of other guys back, and they know the system. Those new guys getting used to the tempo of our practices, our scrimmages, our play is tough because we do go fast. But they've buckled down and gotten better and better. So, like I said, they're not ready to play as of today, but by next Saturday, I think they'll be ready to go.
Coach, off the top of your head, who's just really shining this camp? I mean, just really showing out.
Jakeem Grant has had as good a camp at receiver as I've ever been around, so I expect him to have a really good year.
Where is the sense of urgency most being a week from game week?
We don't have one yet, I'd say. We're just trying to get better each and every day, just like we have from the first day. So there's nothing changes as long as we come to this facility trying to get better every day. That's what we're shooting for.
Has anybody really taken hold of the number 3 quarterback spot? Has anybody risen up?
It's still a work in progress. Yeah, those first 2 guys are really doing well, and then that third one doesn't get a lot of reps, so we're still trying to figure out who that is.
Coach, with Eric Morris having his own position as far as the coordinator, talk about him a little bit and his role in that position. How's he been doing this fall?
He's done tremendous. I worked with him at University of Houston. He could easily be calling all the plays and doing everything. I mean, he's that good, and he handles that entire room of receivers, and he's really been fantastic for me. Proud Red Raider, and he comes out here passionate each and every day, and he has those guys playing at an extremely high level.
Kliff, have you seen a little bit more vertical passing? I know you talked about being in a 20-yard box a little bit last year. Have you seen some changes in that during the early practices?
We have more speed, and we're better up front. And so Davis is more comfortable in year 2, and so I expect him to be able to push the ball down the field more, and so it's been showing up.
Can you talk about the thought process of signing Stidham to that financial aid paperwork?
Open communication is really, that's the deal. That allows us to communicate with him more freely. That was the big deal.
Coach, right now, just overall, I mean, this has to be a great camp for you guys, second season. Just talk about you just overall in general. You already said, you know, today y'all not ready to play, but at the same time, you guys are going to be ready. Just talk about that a little bit.
We're much farther ahead right now at this time than we were last year. Last year, we were still learning the systems and trying to get better, and now you have a whole year, a whole summer to meet with them, all spring. So it's better. We'll be a better football team. I think the entire conference will be better, but we'll be much better this year.
Kliff, how have you changed going into your second year as a head coach? A week or 10 days away from your first game, how are you approaching that?
I think just knowing what to expect to an extent, and trying to be more consistent each and every day, bringing the same message and making sure those kids know I'm going to be consistent day in and day out.
Is it a little easier in year 2 than year 1?
It's night and day. Yeah, night and day.
How'd Pat do this weekend?
Played really well. He's one of those guys that he's still learning the system, and he definitely doesn't know it yet, which he should, because he's only been here, a month or whatever. But when he's in, the ball moves and he scores touchdowns. He's one of those guys who just has that it factor, and so it's been fun to watch him go out there and compete.
You know, we didn't play as well as we did last week. We did not get off to a good start like we did last week. Gave up too many touchdowns, didn't play great in the red zone, didn't take the ball away enough. But still had really good effort at a lot of positions. I think overall we played hard. We did not win situational downs, third downs, and we call them money downs here. And then there were some fourth downs that we didn't win that could have stalled out some drives and put us in some field goal block opportunities, and we didn't win on those downs, and therefore we gave up more touchdowns than what we would like to do.
Coach, real quick, talk about the position battle on the defensive side. Is it still a work in progress, or are you guys pretty sure?
No, it is. It's a work in progress. A lot of moving parts. You know, so the front's still not settled where we could name exactly who's starting, but and then at corner we still got some good competition. You know, Tevin continues to have a good camp. Jason Johnson's having a good camp. So those guys are battling it out. You know, and really at a lot of spots, you know, with the Will linebacker still trying to get that settled in, and again, still really just trying to get depth with the threes and the twos and the fours, and kind of just continue to mix. But we'll have it settled in by Thursday, hopefully.
Is one of those freshman corners going to be in the 2 deep, you think?
Yeah, but those two will probably be in the 2 deep.
Hey Matt, 12 days away from your first game with all those JUCOs coming in on the defensive line. How are you sleeping at night?
I'm sleeping good at night because we've been working hard. But, you know, they got to come on. We still got to push them. The corner play's got to come on. If we do a good job up front, then that'll ease it in the back half. We're seeing, in my opinion, one of the best quarterbacks in the country. And they've got a lot of weapons on offense, and they go at a fast pace, so we're under a lot of duress and a lot of stress. And we've got a lot of coverages in, and we've got our package in, and we'll start to shrink that down as we move forward through this week, get into really kind of game week on Thursday, and kind of settle in on Central Arkansas.
Who are among the cornerbacks, who are the veterans that are looking the best that the freshmen are challenging?
Yeah, you know, I think Justice Nelson, you know, continues to be solid for us. Had an interception in the scrimmage. Ladarius, you know, is hot and cold at times. Still needs to come on. Still young, and I think you know Theory's been solid for us. So I think there's some good, you know, some good depth there. Some guys that are capable, and again, we're seeing some good talent on the perimeter with their offense.